Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Immigrant Section. It's your boy Abbas Wahab saying howdy. What the fuck is going on? Thank you for tuning in. Sorry, my bad about the late episode this week. Your boy was on vacation, but the fairy tale is over. It's back to reality. And on that note, I got a dope episode for you. My boy back in the new studio this time. But please, what are you saying, my guy? Big Norm, a.k.a. Norm Alconcel. What are you saying, doggy?
Norman Alconcel, a.k.a. or formerly known as Big Norm on my print shit.
The comedian formerly known as Big Norm.
Right,
You got to say all of that.
Exactly that. Soon I'm just going to be a symbol.
Yeah.
But no, you know how Kevin Hart, before Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart, even though that's not even his real last name. He used to be known as Lil Kev.
Oh, yeah.
So
I didn't know Hart wasn't his last name.
That's not his real last name.
What's his last name?
We don't know.
He just rid the internet of that information?
Well, I've never done the research. I'm sure if we Google it right
it's
now.
It's one Google away, but we're not going to find out.
We don't need all that. I hate when people are like, yo, do you know such and such? And I'm just like, you do know Google exists, right? I don't need to tell you these things.
I was like, we could find that answer in 3 seconds.
Exactly.
But we're not going to. Fuck it.
Yeah. But no, I made the decision to rescind the Big Norm alias. It's because I've had a lot of changes in my life.
Talk to me. What was it? What sparked it?
The main thing, I don't smoke weed no more.
What?
I don't. Well, it's been, mind you, 7 weeks.
Okay,
which is
not bad.
an eternity.
I thought you were going to say days.
I've been smoking 25 years plus. All right? Like, people are like, what? 25 years? How old are you, Norm? Yeah, I'm fucking 38 years old, all right? I smoked weed when I was 13, the first time when I was 12, and I started smoking heavy from 14 on. I was supposed to be 6'3", but then
what weed doesn't stunt your growth? You can't put
growth.
It on that.
No, not weed, smoking.
Yeah.
Okay, smoking stunted my growth. I'm gonna blame that because my sister's tall. All my dad's side are tall for Filipinos. All my cousins are tall, and I'm the one like.
So what stunted? You're saying weed?
I'm saying smoking and just maybe ecstasy when I used to go to raves as a teenager.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was doing a lot of reckless shit through the formative years of my growth.
You're like, fuck this growth. I'm just gonna put big on it.
and that's the thing. My name's Norm, which means medium. I'm a little dude, and I'm like, let me just throw big on there so it could be the walking oxymoron that I am.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's Big L. All these guys, except for Biggie, was actually legit. But like, Big L wasn't. It was a skinny black dude. He just wore like triple XL everything, right?
Most, and that's why you see big dudes named Tiny and little dudes named Big or whatever. Aside from Lil Wayne, obviously, or like
he went honest.
But it's that whole like, let me flip it on him. I'm a little dude, but I'm Chihuahua syndrome. You know what
big
I mean?
Personality.
I got a big bark.
But now you're but now it's out though.
Now for those that know me as Big Norm can still call me Big Norm. People in the streets of Scarborough, still see me and be like, yo, what up, Big Norm? I mean, some people still call me Chef Shaolin. That was my rapping name back in the day.
Damn, bro, we're going way back. Yo, that's a sick name.
And by the way, shout out to all your Wu-Tang posters and
Fuck
whatnot.
yes, Master Killer. Hey, right over here. What's it called? The original name was, what's the fucking original name?
I don't even know.
This isn't the poster for, is this? This is the poster, I believe, for the 36
poster.
Chambers of Shaolin.
Yeah, and that's just one of
And then when
guys.
they brought it here, I think they switched the name. When they dubbed it, they switched the name to Master Killer because it's a better name for like the North American market.
True.
Master Killer.
I'm ashamed as, a Wu-Tang advocate and a real Wu-Tang fan to say that I've never watched the Chinese movies.
Yo, but on that note, though, I have seen them, but when you started spitting that whole, like we were just talking about before we went live, we were talking about how you said Master Killer ain't shit because he ain't dropped his own album.
He probably did. Like I said, Google
we
it.
could Google it, but we're not going to Google it.
But if he did, it wasn't good enough because no one
remembered it.
Right? I mean, there's those guys in every group that people are just like, oh yeah, that guy was in the group. But then I feel like Master Killer, Capadonna, and You God were like the 3 dudes that people never really looked out for.
Yeah, because Raekwon kept putting stuff out. Ghostface kept putting stuff out,
and
right?
So
Method Man.
Right? Method Man.
They had their own voices, and they were prolific, too.
Yeah.
Like,
even Inspector Deck is like the line where I'm like, I think Inspector Deck.
He's the transition point.
Yeah, he's that middle point where people are like, wait, who's after Inspector Deck?
Exactly, dude.
And we always remember Inspector because he was always the first person to rap on all the like main crew tracks. So like Casuals, everything around Cream.
Yep.
He was the first verse. Triumph, he was the first verse. You know, Obama atomically, Socrates philosophies. You know that verse, right?
Yeah. But like you know them word by word. Like I'm saying, I watch these movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know Wu-Tang nearly to the level of you were fucking like going lyric by lyric too.
Well, I do planks to Triumph, the Wu-Tang Triumph. I call them Wu planks.
Planks as in like core workouts?
Core workouts, because it's a 7-minute song.
Oh,
so
shit.
like what I'll do is
You gotta go word for word to make it through planks.
I go Inspector Deck Method Man, and then I stop at Capadonna. Once Capadonna starts rapping, I'm like, all right,
I need a break.
I'm gonna break. You God starts rapping. I'll let you guys rap, and then once RZA comes in, go back.
And you just for those listeners, he just lifted up his shirt. He's got an 8-pack.
No,
it's a long song. It's a long ass song.
But that's
His
the thing.
nigga's core is crazy.
No, because it's such a long song, and there's like verses that I can care less about. I'm like, okay, those are my
That's the 30-second break.
breaks, and then I go for RZA and Jizza. Then I break again for Master Killer.
Okay.
And then I come back and finish it with Raekwon and Ghostface.
I love that shit.
So that's like 3 different sections of this 7-minute song. And they're both like about 1.5 minutes each. And then, yeah.
Music has that power.
Right?
That's why I can't listen to podcasts and work out. I can't do that shit.
No.
Can't
I don't
do that
know
shit.
how people do that. They'll listen to a podcast. By the way, shout outs to you for burping and blowing it to the left like smoke. Because a lot of people
Out of
just
respect.
be like,
I'm on the mic, bro. You know what I mean?
you burped and
I'm
blew to the
looking
side like smoke. Yo, when somebody goes,
like
and
Cat
blows it
Williams.
like a
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
like-
That was smooth as shit, bro. I got respect,
Amazing.
you know?
shout outs to you. But no, like, whenever I do Wu planks, my whole goal is I want to be able to do a 7-minute plank of the full Wu-Tang Triumph song. Even the part when ODB
Even
was like,
Capadonna.
Wu-Tang is here forever, motherfucker. This 9697 shit.
Yeah.
Right? Just holding it. But yeah, that's how I know the lyrics, because I'll just be listening, waiting.
Oh, okay. Because
Boom.
you knew them, like, you were going, because we were talking about, like, yo, Maskell didn't drop an album, and you were, like, talking about, yeah, right. And then you went through the whole verse. I'm like, God damn, I felt embarrassed that I even had these. I'm like, shit, bro, I'll tell you, like, a Cream verse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, like, Iron Man, that first track, stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
like, I didn't know, like, you know, shit.
So you know
Clan
that
in the Front. Clan in the Front's my favorite off 36
Clan
Chambers.
in the Front.
Clan
See,
in the
I
Front.
couldn't rap anything from Clan in the Front.
Clan in the Front. Let niggas, I don't know. Stunt. Clan.
I know the song, but I don't know word for word. Once again, I had to listen to a song over and over and over for me to truly remember it. And Triumph at the time, I remember when I was in high school, when I would go to these all ages jams, they had to ban that song because kids got too wild. Like they're just like mosh pitting, you know, it's Wu-Tang.
Like pregnancy rates would fucking spike as soon as that
that's
song
where
dropped.
you wanted to go for like natural abortion.
Yeah.
Just like
Stop this song. Yeah. The church was like, ban Triumph. You know what I mean?
But then I remember the first verse by Inspector Deck was, I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robberies, flee with the lottery, possibly they spotted me. Prolific lyrics.
Yeah, that's on that next shit right there.
But then when you really break it down, when you say I bomb atomically, like, damn, that must have been a real bad bomb.
Yeah.
Like
To the bottom, to the core level.
An atomic bomb? Like, was it
Like scientists are looking at a microscope like, oh, he's dying.
He's fucking
He's
killing.
dying,
He's not
bro.
doing well right now. Because as comedians, when we bomb, it's like, whew. But then if you bomb atomically, geez.
Fuck.
Right? But then when he says lyrically perform armed robberies, I was like, imagine robbing a bank with lyrically, like, just
Wu-Tang has a
only
lot of that
lyrics.
stuff where they talk about how lyrically like competent and lyrically mastered they are.
Yeah.
I'll lyrically kill a nigga.
You know?
Lyrically slashing with the sword. They always be like slashing like the sword of the power. Like Wu-Tang is big
liquid
into-
swords, spitting darts because they're so on point, like metaphors, which are great.
If you actually look at it, Wu-Tang is almost like it's almost the cleanest rap Right? It's almost kind of like, and they swear, but it's like if you look at what they're saying, they're not saying kill. You know what I mean? Big L was like, I shoot a nigga, look at me twice. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Wu-Tang is like, I kill him with these words. You know what I mean? Right?
Or even like,
which is clean.
It's very. They won't go straight to like, I will kill you physically.
Yeah, enemies in real life type thing.
Right.
It's like my enemy is ignorance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's Wu-Tang shit.
I'm gonna hurt your feelings with my words.
Yeah.
But that's the most I'm gonna hurt you with. Physically, maybe not.
Maybe it's not gonna happen.
Like even I'm trying to think of another line.
I know so much too. It's like I hate when I can't summon it up when like you're actually talking about the thing. When it's in the car, when like the song is going, the words are flowing, right?
Because now you're like,
because you hear this word, you're in
going
it.
with it.
You're in it. It's like hopscotch or whatever the jumping rope game, whatever the fuck it is.
It's like audio karaoke.
Yeah, you're in it. You're flowing with it. It's all coming back to you, but like no music on, nothing on, and you're like, tell me one Wu-Tang lyric. You have all these Wu-Tang posters. Tell me one. I'm like, I'm sweating like a fucking pig.
Yeah, man.
I feel like a poser. I probably am a poser. Fuck it.
Nah, man. I feel like if people enjoy, like, there's so many songs and so many groups that I claim, like, oh, they're a part of my upbringing. I love Jodeci. I love this. But till this day, I'm like, wait, what are the lyrics? I got to Google the lyrics sometimes. But like you said, once you play it, I will sing it word for word. Yeah. Right? Because obviously music and melody ties into your memory. So once you hear the melody, once you hear the instrumentation, you're just like, oh wait, yeah, here it is.
The one, for sure, what's it called? An exception for me is Tupac, because I grew up on Tupac. So when you get music at that young age, it just was fucking trapped in your brain.
Trapped.
Yeah, bro. I will just say straight up Tupac verses. Like I could tell you verses all day by Tupac.
Yeah.
And I grew up super religious, and what was sick about Tupac, I was telling my girlfriend the other day, was Tupac was so afraid of his music was religious too. So like even though I wasn't Christian or Catholic or any of this, I was Muslim. I didn't have any shame or I didn't have any conflict listening to, because sometimes they'd be like, don't listen to rap, this like it's bad, right?
Yeah.
But like with Tupac music specifically, I could listen to it and not feel bad, because he'll start a song with I fear no man, because only God can judge me, fear no man but death, only God can judge me. You're like, only God can judge me.
I wonder if heaven got a ghetto.
Right. Like, I was like, yeah, it doesn't. I want to go to heaven.
Could you imagine if
Thugs Mansion, the only place to get in, only place where thugs get in free, but you gotta be a G. I used to do a bit about that'd be a fucking terrible place. That'd be the worst club, a club where only thugs get in free.
Oh my god,
women are paying and they're in line. It's like fucking gun like violence all the time. Only thugs get in free, but you gotta be a G.
Yo, you know what I just found out about heaven?
What?
Well, it was actually a Muslim that told me this.
Oh shit.
A Muslim woman.
Shout out Muslim women.
But they were speaking about, the virgins that men are rewarded.
The so-called 72.
The so-called 72 virgins.
Yeah.
Right? And how when they take their virginity resets the next time you have sex with them. So basically, you break their hymen, and in heaven, their hymen resets, and they're virgins for eternity. So I don't know. This is off one person telling me.
Yeah. I don't know about the stuff. But see, this is like, by the way, does your hat say sex?
It says socks, white socks.
Oh, okay, go. That's
I should turn the O into an E. So
it
says sex.
It looked like it was like some like cholo like style shit.
Hey,
I'm like, did you just write
sex, man. Hey.
It's like this guy's this cholo's fucking hilarious. Just says
and
sex.
I got the fucking booyah tribe
if you're not watching, that's a shame. My boy's got the fucking straight up Snoop Dogg doggy style. What do you call those? French braids, essentially. On chicks, you call them French braids.
I think they're pigtail braids.
Yeah, when I see that, I see like nigga getting 5 to 10. That's the most like a guy in an orange suit in a court of law saying guilty.
Like straight fools going wild. Like, hey fucker,
hey man, hey fucking cholo right here,
But you got wild hairs and shit because the whole court hearing like it's been so long that the shit's fucked up.
To be honest with you, when I sweat, I hate when the hair touches the back of my neck. And like when the hair ends,
what, like the whole piece, the braid, whatever it is.
Well, just like when I put my hair in a bun or whatever, or if I just have my hair out, when that like initial layer that's touching the back of my neck is just like, all sweaty on my neck. It's the worst feeling. So when I started doing bun, when I had long enough hair to do like my ponytail bun, even still like feeling that on the back of my neck. So now when I do this, it's hardly touching my neck. And it's literally just because I get so annoyed with my neck sweat. And when the hair touches it, anything that touches
That's particular
my neck,
as fuck. I would have never thought about that shit.
Yeah.
As a guy who's been like balding for like 5 years, so I keep buzzing it lower and like it used to, you know what's funny about the balding process is like when it first starts, you're still trying to grow it, do stuff, get a little fro, right? And as it gets worse, your buzzing time reduces. So it used to be like I'll go 3 weeks without a haircut. And then I'll buzz my hair every 2 weeks. Now I'm at a point where it's like 4 days after buzzing, and I'm like, fuck, bro.
Nah.
This does not, it's big. Because when you buzz it, it looks like, oh shit, that guy might. It kind of looks everything's on the same level.
it's Michael Jordan.
Exactly. That could all come up nice.
Yeah.
But then you give it a couple days and the back is coming up strong. and the front is struggling, bro. I'm like, fuck, I got to reset.
You can't like. I would love to see a balding mullet where like the back is just a party in the back, and then there's literally no business in the front.
Oh, dude, that happens all the time, but that's like pure white trash.
Yeah.
The South, like, that's not a good look by any means.
Would you ever do the regenerative? What's it called?
Like hair stuff?
That hair toupee that they have, where like they'll actually shave a cul-de-sac into your head.
Yeah.
Because
take hairs off the back, put on the front?
No, and then they have this. I don't know if it's like a male version of a lace wig, where they'll fade your cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I love how you're sticking
Okay.
a cul-de-sac.
And
it's
then,
perfect.
right? That's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Came back from
It's a
Paris,
roundabout.
right?
Yeah, it's a roundabout.
right? It's the cul-de-sac.
It's not a dead end. It's a cul-de-sac.
And it comes around, and then they put some glue of sorts, an adhesive, and then you take this thing that already has waves set in it.
Like nice hair.
Nice
like
waves.
wave cap.
Or
everything.
they do it like, you could have like whatever hairstyle you want, but then it's set onto this little mat that has this around the same color as your head, and then they glue it to your head, line you back up to make it look like it's natural. And bro, it looks amazing. It looks fucking dope. Like if I was balding, I would have no shame in my game to do that.
Yo, yeah, no disrespect to anybody who is doing that, but I'm at the point where like people been seeing me bald. What do you think? I'm not just about to drop something like that. Is gonna be, first of all, it's gonna be like a procedure.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't imagine like doing appointments and going to get it and then just being around my people like, hey, look, I got shit. I fixed it, by the way. I invested and I couldn't do that. Because then like the back is going to grow, right? The back, think about it. Think about you get it. A month later, you haven't touched your hair. The back is still grows strong. So it's just coming out. And the top is staying like this perfect wave cap shit. Like it's just gonna get, bro. That's gonna heighten my anxiety to a new level where I'm gonna be like, yo, is the transition good? Does it look clean?
Well, in the same way that you would, like every week, you would give yourself a quick clean buzz off the top.
No, I do it all, the whole head.
Whole head.
Yeah.
Right? You would, every week, you would just get a clean taper fade
In the back?
in the back, on the sides, so that the top just stays fresh. If anything, all you have to do is pull it up. Add some more adhesive.
What does it
and pull
smell like under it, bro?
Yo,
Fuck
that's what I'm saying.
Yo, I can't, bro. I can't, bro. And what if you jump into a pool? What if it starts raining, bro? There's too many things. What happens at the gym? Like, there's too, like, I'd rather just be bald. You know what I mean? Bro, it worked for Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, do the research.
And I got a circular head.
Yeah.
So I got a good head for baldness. So I'm just going to lean into it. You know what I mean? It's just like, you just got to trim it off.
You do have a good head.
Have a good head.
You have
for
a
baldness.
great shaped head.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, dog.
Because I've worn so many hats
Yeah.
before, it's actually changed the shape of my head.
No
I've
way.
been wearing hats since I was, like I said,
Since you started smoking weed?
Since I started smoking weed, I was
Yeah.
wearing hats. It actually started with stocking caps,
Yeah.
which is why they started calling me Shaolin, because I would wear my brown wallabies. I would have these beads around my neck, and I would wear the stocking cap, and it almost looked like I was a Shaolin monk. Right, because the stocking cap.
You got crazy like style, bro. It's next level.
Well, I get down.
Respect
right.
that shit,
Thank
yeah?
you very much. I appreciate the
All
for
respect.
noticing that. But yeah, man.
I don't know how you're gonna show up. Every time you show up, I'm like, he could be like in all red. You could like you could show up like Like, you know how, what are they, Met Gala?
Yeah.
Anything could happen. That's like when I have you on the podcast where I run into you at a show. Anything could happen. It could be that backwards kangaroo hat, Tim's, like, and a fucking like stripe red thing, or all black with fucking like gangster like horns,
gangster braids and
with sex written like sucks. You know what I mean?
Or like sometimes I put on my little Parkdale Parisian Pinoy look where I'm just rocking a scarf, a beret.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
I don't know nobody in the comedy scene who rocks scarves and is thuggish. You know what I mean? You're the only guy who can pull that shit off, dude.
And then
like
rocking
a thuggish nature.
Freaking windowless glasses.
Yeah. I was about to ask about that, and then you just answered by rubbing your eyes right through them. Oh, thank you for that.
I mess with people all the time. I'm like, you just do one of these, and I make
damn,
sure
that glass is clear.
I'm just really like doing everything I can, and I'm just like, put it back on, and just like bring it back and be like, yeah. So what were we saying? What were we saying? And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But like that's your whole outfit kind of looks like the glasses and the if that said sex, it would everything is kind of like a fucking like a what's it called, like trolling move.
Yeah.
Everything is a troll. Everything you wear is a troll.
To be honest with you, I've had like in always trying to push my fashion boundaries and my stylistic boundaries just to see where I can go with it. I've looked back and been like, oh my God, why did you do that? Or I have so many fashion faux pas that I look at back in the day. Like my first taping for JFL's LOL taping for Kevin Hart.
For Kevin Hart's network,
right? I wore a fedora.
Yeah, this we got to pull up. This we will pull up.
Pull this up.
Yeah,
right?
okay, but describe it. Continue.
I don't know if you could find it online. You have to go to my Instagram page. But I wore a fedora and a scarf, okay? I wore a fucking scarf and tied it up around my neck. I wore all olive green. And I look back, I'm like, really, Norm? For your first taping, you wore a fucking fedora?
And at the time, you were like, yo, I'm going to fuck him up with this.
I'm going to hit him with the fedora and the scarfy-yarfy.
Let's see this shit.
Let's pull this up, all right?
You got to scroll way
this is
down for that.
4 years ago, so this is...
That's a Filipino thing. Keith Pedro, he goes hard on the paint with style too.
Yeah.
The designer who works on this that I got, Joshua, you know Joshua DeCucas?
I can't say that I do.
Motherfucker stylish as shit. Like, is that a Filipino thing? Like, you guys just... Filipinos always got Jordan 1s, you know? I always see Filipinos with the red and white Jordan 1s.
Jordan 1s, Air Force 1s. I actually don't have any of those. I refuse to pay the money for those things, so I just stay. Okay, first and foremost, Parisian Parkdale Pinoy. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Beret, glasses, scarf. Who does that? But where did I not post any LOL shit? That's hilarious. I have it nowhere on my feed.
You got mad berets too.
Yes, I do like a good beret. Look, there it is again. The pink ass beret. Really?
Do you feel like you got to change anything now that the big is drop? Do you feel physically like anything has to change, or you can just drop the big, or you're like, oh, I got it. My style's got to change now that the big's gone. Now it's just norm.
No, you know what? I changed it because, well, first and foremost, I was. Oh, there it is. There it fucking is. A fedora. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but I'm like, did I really wear a fedora for my
Bro,
first
you straight up
special?
look like Robin Hood. I'm not gonna lie. The Filipino Robin Hood. Like, look at this.
Like it was a funny look to me, but at the time I was like, let me rock this because it might be a good idea. It speaks a lot about me and my personality.
See what you're saying?
Okay, it's kind of a.
What was this bit?
The bit was about how every race and culture has a sex cry that's related to one of the vowels of the alphabet.
Oh yeah.
So, if you look at Asian porn,
yeah.
if you've made love to an Asian from Asia,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
North American ones, their natural sex vowel is the letter E, right? So like and they're enjoying themselves and they're like doing the most, but it's very rapey and like like they're not enjoying
like
it.
Like pain,
right? Yeah. So like the letter E, and then Latinas, theirs is the letter I, right? Like I, papi, I.
Oh, you're right.
Same with the dudes, except papi becomes mommy. But, ay, mommy, ay. And when they nut, they're like, ay. Right?
See.
Oh wow, I gotta throw that in there. Sometimes they'll throw the letter C in there too. Like I see. White people.
Yeah.
I mean, you dated a white girl.
Yeah.
What's
She's Serbian. But,
She's Serbian.
So she's off-white.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Serbians have a little bit of Asian in them too, right?
They got some shit in there. She's born there too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like off-white.
What's her sex vowel?
Bro, it's all over the place. Let's just say that. You know what I mean?
But if there was a vowel, it would most white people would be oh fuck, oh my god, oh shit, oh god, oh.
You're right. What about black people?
Same with the dudes. It's more about oh fuck, oh. Black people. No, this is the funny part. I asked my black friend, Omar. I'm like, yo, Omar, what's the black sex value? He's like, yo, man, black love is on another level. Don't even compare us to the rest of us.
Black love.
Right?
I love how he
And I was just like, yo, man, stop rubbing it in, bro. Just tell me what
talking to LL Cool J? Yo, black love is on a whole nother.
Yeah,
black love.
It's like, yo, black love.
Damn, bro, I asked you about fucking.
Level, bro.
Yo, black love is different, yo. That's common.
And I'm like, yo, so just shut up. Tell me your sex value. He's like, yo, fuck a vowel, B. We're a bunch of consonants. We're a bunch of M's. Like, right? He's just started going, fuck, And I was like, yeah, damn. And then he's like, I'm like, what about the women? He's same shit. They just throw a little H in the middle.
Yeah.
Damn. I was like, oh, you motherfucker.
This is a bit from a minute back too, huh?
That was one of my first bits.
Damn, that's a good bit.
Thank you.
You're on that point too when you right when you said Latinas are the I'm like, oh shit.
And this is all, from researching
And porn.
And, like,
this is from porn research. That's
right?
what it is. You always got a notebook when you're on Pornhub.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh shit.
You're jerking off like they go
They say, oh, they say, and I looked
You got a table.
I looked up Indian porn, like, oh, these guys made Kama Sutra, so they must have some crazy fucking sex vowels, maybe even 2 in 1. But I looked up Indian porn because I never made love to an Indian, right? But then, yeah, I swear to God, they didn't say shit. They just shook their head like.
There was no talking.
There were no talking. Just.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Indian porn at all. I don't think I've ever clicked on Indian porn.
Yeah, and if
I've
did,
seen like interracial black
Yeah.
dude Indian chick. I've seen that, but I've never seen 2 Indians.
And mind you, when we type in what
I've
we
seen
type
black
in,
dude everything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you got your person in the thing.
Yeah.
So it's the everything else is working up for you, right?
Right. You got to throw your
you
own
got
personal
to be playing
fantasy
in
into it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you got to
I'm a
be
black
in
dude,
it.
I got to see a black dude fucking a white girl. Black dude fucking
Exactly. Like if I see it, I can watch any porn.
Yeah.
But I can't get into it unless like I'm in it, so to speak.
Right,
like if
right.
it's like a white couple fucking, I can't really fully get into it.
True.
You know what I mean?
You need to see yourself.
Bro, most of my searches, if you ever saw my searches, it's interracial this. Interracial that. Yeah, it's the truth. I gotta be in it, bro. I need to relate to I need a character to relate to. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately for me, there's not a lot of Filipino porn like for me to look up.
So you gotta have an open mind.
And if I do watch Filipino porn, it's like real Filipino porn from the Philippines. Where it's like
not the shit.
Girls fucking in the body.
There's no scarves, nothing. You're like, this ain't me.
It's like girls in the jungle and shit. God
like, damn, literally the jungle.
I mean, when I say jungle, I'm talking like tropical,
like a park.
But then,
yeah.
And then they're in their huts made of bamboo and shit. But
yeah,
then
you can't really come when you see poverty. You know what I mean? Like, damn, shit, man, is that a fucking
like
damn.
you look like one of my cousins? Like,
yeah, right.
No, man.
They got the ass cleaner jug thing right there. Like you're like, damn.
But then when you watch like. When you type in Filipino porn or Filipino, it'll just be like white guy fucking Filipino girl, in North America. It'll be like a North American Filipino.
Yeah.
Chick,
Oh, of
right?
course. Yeah.
Or if it's a like there's this one called this one porn series called
Filipino Gets Flipped.
I think it's like whatever they call the driving taxis in Asia.
Like rakashas?
Tikis or something. In Thailand, and it'll just be like chicks that it's like their version of Bang Bus, but instead of a bus, it's like those little
like the 3-wheel things.
Yeah, the 3-wheelers or
the 2-seater in the back.
Yeah, the Filipinos call it tricycles, but it's almost like these girls get. It's like real fobby.
And it's like all open, right? Like it's covered the roof, but here, like between where the two people are sitting and the driver is all open,
It's
right
the
here.
It's one of those Batman mobiles with like Robin on the side and Batman driving, right?
Yeah, like the fucking like...
But it's so weird because that's where they don't have sex in them, but it's the idea is like you're just driving along the street in one of these things, you pick up a ting and bring them back to your hotel.
So you're convincing her while they're driving. There.
Yeah,
they're like,
right?
"Yeah, what do you say? You
So-
trying to make money? And he's just zooming. You're trying to make money. And they're holding the thing.
Yeah.
You need money? Yeah.
Like there was one Asian dude that that I would see often on like Brazzers or something, like fucking all these other white chicks and
You
whatnot.
see the same people in porn,
Right?
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You see the same people. Yeah, yeah. That's a
forgot
good way to
who
put
has
it.
the joke where like, who said it? Oh fuck! But I forget which comic, so I don't want to hack his joke. But it was along the lines of him being like he feels really proud when he sees a porn star that was just like this casting couch porn star, was doing like some really regular ass amateur porn, now signed with Brazzers, and you're just like, oh, you made it, girl. Like now you're getting the real money,
like-
high HD, high definition,
High production, 4 lighting guys, you know what I mean?
Exactly, right? Like, oh, now you're
Sound
getting
guy.
the real money, and you're kind of proud that she made it. But you're like, oh, I remember the days when you just sitting on the casting couch all like nervous, like, this is my first time doing anal, da da da. It's like, nah, you made it, girl.
Yeah.
Like-
Actually, I've heard that too. I forget who it was, but
Right?
I love
It's almost
that
like
shit.
watching an NBA player in high school,
And get a ring.
and then they get the ring. You're like, yo, all this
I
time,
can't believe- yeah.
shit, you finally fucking made it, man.
So many shots and you made it. So many shots later.
I was here throughout the whole transition from here to here, the whole process. So
It's rough when you on that note, like I remember back in the day all the time I would search up Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann. And like maybe a little while ago I just came on one of her like not came on. Yeah,
But you landed
you know what I
upon.
mean? I landed upon, yeah. But I saw more recent and I'm just like, woo, the years are showing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
and she was like at her peak. I feel it was.
she was
when
already in her 30s.
old.
Yeah, she was already in her 30s.
She was
you know?
cooging it.
Yeah,
she was a
already.
cougar.
Exactly. Yeah, she was thick.
And
but
for
now
you
I'm like,
though,
ooh.
like, because Lisa Ann was beloved by black dudes.
Yeah.
right? She
Hell
was
yeah.
the one that
She was
could
a
take
thickie.
that dick.
She was
she
a
had thick
thickie.
ass. Thick
She was in it
tits,
to win it. You know what I
right?
mean?
And she can get trained by get battered by a whole squad.
Yo, Lisa
like,
Ann
with a
was
smile.
a veteran. You know what I mean?
Straight vet, bro.
Never lost her smile. You know what I mean? Just fucking went to work. Ooh. Yo, if you're watching Lisa Ann, we respect the work you put in. When
Lisa
they hang up your fucking jersey, I'm gonna stand up and salute that shit. Yeah, you know, with one hand, of course. You know, one hand salute, the other is just down here.
Would you ever? I mean, you probably wouldn't because you got a girl. But like, if there was to be like one of those vaginas that are created and based off the molding of a specific porn star,
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
right?
Yeah, like you can get the sex robot and get the custom vagina for it.
Right. And like, would you?
That
like,
shit's just
who would
too
you choose? Would you choose Lisa Ann?
Well,
Like-
using it is so deeply sad to begin with. bro.
right. I mean,
That's
no, I don't think it's. Here's the thing.
I'm not. Yo,
We
I
need
no
to
judgment. No,
destigmatize that because
Yo,
if women could use dildos and carry their pocket dildos around and use their dildos after shit,
that's
like-
fine. I got less of a problem with a fleshlight than a
Right,
whole
true.
physical. That's the problem.
True,
The problem is
okay,
the whole
yeah.
thing. The fleshlight, I got no beef with anyone using a fleshlight. But it's the whole, like, where do you put that shit, bro?
What about a woman with a Sibian?
What the fuck is a Sibian?
A Sibian is like it's almost like a
Sibian.
saddle that vibrates that has like a little
Good.
section that aims right at the clit, or you could add the protruding
Like a dildo.
penis apparatus, and
So it's like those bull rides at bars, but with like a dildo on it.
yeah, but then it doesn't bull ride in the same fashion. It just vibrates and
Ever so slightly.
ever so slightly. You could turn it up, but the Sibians are like women. I've never seen a woman sit on that thing and not nut.
Wait. So this isn't BDSM shit. This is just regular shit.
This is
Or it is BDSM shit.
But what is BDSM again?
BDSM is like when there's leather and there's a fucking the machine.
No, I don't think it has nothing to do with the leather and whatnot, but it's a full-on contraption.
Let's go back to Google again.
Yeah, consult the Googs.
Sibian with a C or an S?
I think it's a S.
Let's take a look.
Sybian
for women. Sibian for women. Siberian women. No, wait. What is it like being married to a Siberian woman? No.
Just put Sibian sex toy or something.
Oh, gotcha. There you go. Sibian sex toy. Oh, Sibian with a Y. SYBIN.
Yeah.
The Sibian package, black with beige. Ah, you're right.
You
So
know what
this
I mean?
one doesn't. You can. It looks like. Oh, see how you could put anything there.
Yeah, it's literally like a massage. It's a massager for the vagina. You know how you have those massage seats that you go to the mall and you're like tired.
Have you ever seen a woman on this?
I've seen multiple women on this thing. Like
You've come by chicks who own this?
No, not. I haven't met anyone that owns.
Oh,
one,
online you've
but
seen it.
online you'll just see women, kind of like those unboxings. Like, all right, just got the Sibian, gonna try it out for the first time. Let's see if this thing really works, and then boom.
Do they show footage of like them on it like this, or is
Oh,
it
yeah.
like
Yeah,
is
it's
it
them.
multi-camera type shit, like down and above? Because once they sit on it, you don't see this.
Yeah, you
They're
don't
just
see
on
anything.
a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Literally like this is why women break their hymen on a horseback. You know what I mean? That looks like the back
fuck
of a
up.
horse, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. It looks exactly like a saddle with a slight hump to it.
Yeah, right?
That will vibrate.
Yeah. Well, actually, back to that fucking what you said about the virgins. That's so funny. That's like, I'm Muslim, right?
Right.
Grew up very Muslim. Now I'm like chill about it, right?
Can we Google that too? Like
Like
we don't have to.
well, let's stop it. So 72 virgins. That's what all the terrorists, all these people, they go, you get 72 virgins in heaven if you die for jihad. Jihad is like when you die in the name of God, whether it's for war or in the name of, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know that in heaven, once you de-virginize the virgin, the hymen fucking whatever. But that's so funny because in like they in the culture, they covet the virgin higher than anything else.
Yeah.
Higher than anything else. But it's like, why the fuck would you want like once you bang a virgin, it's like it is the tightest when she is unopened. It's like, why would you like that? Sounds horrible. It's like, first of all, I don't want 72 virgins. I want 72 freaks.
I want
First of all,
that knows what they're doing.
Exactly. And if she is a virgin, I'm hoping to make her into a freak, right? I don't want her to. I don't want every single time to be like slow, like just this horror. You know what I mean? That sounds horrible. Imagine
Just you're just fucking 72 starfish.
Yeah.
Or what would be the Arab or like the Muslim
maybe
version? I don't want to be politically incorrect. I have to literally look it up.
Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna do a little research on this later myself.
Porn is actually shows what they do. So
Yeah,
I
like
have
but that's
reference.
always
I've
made me
never-
like, why would you want 72 girls who have never had sex?
Right.
What a nightmare. You have a fucking it's like you have a giant grade 9-10 class. Like you're teaching civics and careers. Like, why would you who would want that? You know what I mean? Like, that's so fucked up.
Now you gotta teach them instructions while you're fucking them. Like,
and when you open the hymen, it recloses, so it's a fresh opening. This isn't a fucking pistachio. You know what I mean? Like, this is she's gonna bleed. This is an injury for her every time.
and
So funny.
I felt so bad when she told me that because I'm like, okay, so this is great for the Muslim men but now
because their whole life they're told, the virgin, you want a virgin, because you know what it is. If you really think about it, it's protecting the ego.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because you want a virgin girl because nobody else fucked her. Because like if you got a girl that's been handled before, that's from relationship
Now
has
she
a
can
past,
compare?
she knows that you ain't shit. She knows for a fact you ain't shit. She knows your dick is small. She knows these things for a fact. But if you get a virgin, she doesn't. You could convince her of anything. I am the biggest. I am the best at sex. This is all you know.
Yo, can you imagine if hell was the complete opposite? You go to hell and a bunch of loose freaks that like have been
welcome to
loose,
hell, motherfucker.
and they're just like you're fucking her, and then she's like,
Are you in yet?
"Are you in yet?" And they're like, "No,
This really is hell. I've been in
My ego.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, your little dick doesn't work. Like, no.
It's like a cave. Oh, I shouldn't have sinned.
It's like the cave that we were staying in before we died.
That
Oh,
shit
man.
always was like that. Like when that is not that's like old shit. Like
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with anyone being like, be good and you'll get 72. That was like always the thing that I heard
Yeah.
when they talk about what suicide bombers are promised.
Right.
So it's like, I bet you if you look deep into the Old Testament, there's some weird shit that the martyrs are promised, right? Like fucking 8 camels and the water as far as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
is it-
old fucking biblical shit. I bet
Is there going to be Wi-Fi in heaven? Like,
that's the new age
like
shit.
what's the speed up in heaven up there, you know?
And God said, let there be at least 100 Mbps with upload speeds equaling
You know what I'm saying?
download speeds.
It always...
An unlimited bandwidth for those who reach the 3rd level of heaven and above.
And then not,
200 gigabyte limit for those below.
not no Rogers Unlimited where the first 10 gigabytes is fast and then the second...
then everything is throttled.
Right?
And no throttling. And God said, let there be no throttling of internet speeds past 100 gigabytes of
man.
bandwidth use. And so God let man rest. Like,
But it always made me wonder, like, the things that they would entice, you know, people in heaven, you know, they would entice them with, you know, make heaven seem like this. You're walking in these streets of gold. You'll be living in
it's
mansions.
a reflection of how poor people were thousands of years
Right?
ago, right?
You could speak to animals. You would understand the language of the animals, and you could talk to lions. And,
You're right. If the Bible got developed now in human, like if religion just got developed now, like in the flow of things,
Yeah.
because we're like humans, like Homo sapiens has been like around like 100,000 years with this brain.
Yeah.
10,000 years we've been doing like agriculture and everything, and the Bibles and all this stuff got written like 2,000, 3,000
Yeah.
years ago. So who's to say what if it happens around now? If it happened around now, it would have been like the Bible would have been like, you know, don't sin, and that way you could fly with you pay no taxes, no sales tax for those who do not sin. And
No vax passports
No
in heaven.
vax passports required for those who covet their mother. Or is covet good or bad? Covet's good, right?
I think so. I forget,
Covet's one of
man.
those ones where is that bad? Or covet is like, I covet you. I covet thee.
Google.
Yeah.
What is covet?
Is covet good or bad? It depends. Fuck. But no, it would literally be like, and no bandwidth limitations
Yeah,
for internet use. You
It-
know,
it would be
and the he who dies for God will get 72 Kim Kardashians.
and trap gospel will be playing out the speakers of your lowrider.
Yeah, right.
You know?
And you get to meet Tupac in Thug's Mansion. Thug's Mansion is a place. Tupac is there. It's the only place Thugs get in free. But you
See,
gotta
I
be
wasn't
a G.
allowed. I went to the Seventh-day Adventist church, and we were never allowed to wear jewelry because it was considered idolatry.
This is why your style went on some neck shit. You realize that, right?
Dude, I was like,
You
if
get
I
pushed
can't,
down?
if I can't wear jewels, guess what? I'm gonna.
Guess what, church?
My
This nigga's
clothes
got
is gonna be
28
shining.
scarves now, right? Look what you did. This nigga's got 2. He's scarved out of control.
You didn't say nothing about scarves or do rags.
Yeah, right. Kangaroo hats up the wazoo. It ain't jury, nigga.
There will
Shit.
also be no cultural appropriation in heaven, so I can wear do rag in peace. So-
do-rag with big fucking hoop earrings, and like you took everybody, like you look French, Latina, black,
right?
which is all the makings of Filipino, right?
Pretty much.
So who's to say shit?
Right? It's interracial sex will be rampant in heaven.
In fact, I think in the future, Filipino is probably where humanity will converge. Filipino is a small example of what I think everybody. You guys are like a little bit of everything.
I think Filipinos and Brazilians, because like Brazilians have now this new large population of Japanese people.
Really, I had no
Right.
idea.
Yo, the trade like Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, true.
Right.
Is jiu-jitsu Japanese?
It's Japanese.
Oh.
Right? And it was so
Since World War, this is more recent. When is this?
well, I only found this out when I was doing research on Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
You're like, actually, this Muslim chick told me this too. She actually sat me down and gave me a lot of knowledge.
Well, Gracie
But
Jiu-Jitsu,
Gracie, I
right?
watched him on Rogan. Gracie, the old guy, right?
Right, Hoist Gracie,
Awesome.
the whole Gracie
The
family.
breathing,
Yeah. All
let
that
it out
shit.
the bottom.
I think so. There was a lot of cultural exchange between the export and import of Japanese goods within Brazil, and then back and forth. So I guess there was, in exchange for the good deeds between this, I guess the father of the Gracies and this Japanese jiu-jitsu master.
Yeah.
/ importer exporter.
He does a lot of stuff. He's trying to stay afloat. He's got a lot of kids.
I'm gonna teach you jiu-jitsu.
Huh.
And he taught the Gracie, the original Gracie jiu-jitsu, and they perfected it and created their own style of it, and that's where Gracie jiu-jitsu came into play. And then now, like, it's its own thing.
It's like the top thing, isn't it?
Right, it's the top.
It's like
form
the top
of
thing,
jiu-jitsu,
and they've got like.
But it started in Japan. You know what I mean?
But their version of it.
But now it's their version of it based off what was taught to him by this one jiu-jitsu master.
Was Muay Thai always Thai?
Yeah, Muay Thai was always Thai. From
Okay.
Thai. The art of the 8 limbs.
The fucking
You know what I'm saying?
But remember when Ong Bak first came out,
Yo!
bro? Yo, I bet
my
I
shit.
bet Southeast Asians were going crazy. Like white people were going crazy when fucking Fast and the Furious came out with Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Ong Bak was your Paul Walker. That guy just this
also,
fucking thing right here.
I was doing the intro. I would help introduce Ong Bak to. So basically, there was a shout outs to Krudar Muay Thai. He would hire me to help host the introductions to Ong Bak at the theater. So like when it was being premiered, at Cineplex. Or
I've never known
Famous
anyone to host those things.
Yeah, they'd be like they would have actual Muay Thai.
At the theater?
At the theater on the stage before like the curtains open up and they start filming.
Actually,
they would do demonstrations of Muay Thai, and because I was my cousin has a Muay Thai gym, Southside Muay Thai. Shout out to them.
Shout out
Scarborough
Southside.
represent. I had a lot of history in and knowledge of Muay Thai, so he was like, "And you're entertaining, Norm. So can you just help, explain and let people know the history of Muay Thai as just before Ong Bak plays, and we do our little instructional, what do you call those?
it's like a performance,
Yeah,
It's
right?
just like it's just being like
Demonstration.
A demonstration.
Right.
There you go.
And yeah, man, I just remember people leaving and be like, "Yo, I want to sign up. If I could knee motherfuckers in the face like Sagat and it's like Sagat in Street Fighter 2."
Yeah.
Which all these years I was like, look at Sagat. His name
It's
is
Sagat.
Sagat.
Yes,
Right?
Bob Saget. That's so much less impressive.
Right?
Saget.
It's fucking Sagat.
Sagat. That sounds like a
Sagat.
fucking
tiger, uppercut, tiger knee. Right?
dude. I have never seen a movie premiered where they did anything at the front.
Right.
Even though there's space, I've always looked at that. There is space to do anything you wanted.
Yeah.
and it's all like Coliseum style seating. So if they did anything, everybody would be able to see it, right?
Yeah.
But I've never seen that. That's Scarborough, I'm assuming.
That was multiple theaters, Young and
Oh, you did like a
Dundas.
tour kind of thing.
Yeah, they would do it.
God
They did it
damn,
in
bro.
multiple spots. They did it at the Richmond Cineplex. I don't know if it's Scotiabank anymore, but yeah.
I bet their enrollment numbers were never higher than fucking Ong Bak.
Dude, after Ong Bak, there was a nice surge of interest. Interested. White people wanted to fucking kick ass, right? But
this is so funny. I did Muay Thai for 1 month. A random Muay Thai gym opened up near the hood, like when I was like probably 12, 11.
What hood, by the way?
Like I'm from London, Limberlost. It's called.
Okay, Limberlost Muay Thai.
Limberlost. No, it wasn't even called Limberlost. It was up the street. I forget what it was called, but the guy who ran it was this big jacked black dude, and he would just fucking like he didn't teach as much as he would just fuck up the bag and be like, like he's like, you could do this, like he's just amped. And then later, years later, it didn't last long. Like it was one of those plazas. I don't know if you probably know this, but in every town you're from, there's always one little plaza of business
Strip plaza, yeah.
where no business can survive there.
Yeah.
You see every business constantly trying to, a pizza place starts. You're like, ooh, fuck. 5 months later, it's like a fucking, a kid's arts crafts place.
Yeah, and then a daycare. Or whatever.
6 months later to daycare. 8 months later to Muay Thai gym.
Yeah.
Then it's a pizza place again. A new
it's
guy.
a karate gym.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden a dispensary shows up. And it's
that's what it is. I promise you that's what it is right now. I haven't seen it in a minute. But for a minute, it was that Muay Thai gym. And I come to find out years later, that guy was like, I was like 11, 12.
Yeah.
But that guy was a known coke dealer in the whole scene. And like he had like 10, I don't know how he even stayed afloat even those couple of months. But like he was just moving coke money through this fucking gym. You know what I mean?
Laundering.
Yeah.
Good old Muay Thai laundering.
Just a coke dealer. Just that's why. And now that I look back at him not really teaching, just fucking up the bag. Like we'd like be standing and ready for instruction.
Yeah. And it's
he'd be like, you could hit him like this, and he'd be fucking this bag up, like, you know.
it looks
like,
cool,
we're,
sounds
exactly,
cool.
We're
but
just
it's like, where's the disciplinary?
yeah,
at,
exactly.
right?
Okay, all right, okay. So and then he was just like. I remember he taught us the one kick, Muay Thai, to do a kick where your leg goes like this.
Yeah. It's
So I still this day I remember that kick, but in a month learned nothing but that kick.
right. Well, Taekwondo, I always used to compare it to the poking of a bat. When you kick, boom, you're kicking with the bottom of your foot, right? And it's like literally a poke of a bat. When you're doing a Muay Thai swing kick, it's the swing of a bat.
Yeah, you'd have to
You know what I mean?
swing, and
And you don't aim to hit the body. You aim outside of you aim to go through the body.
really,
Right? It's just like
He
you're
didn't
not
teach
hitting
me
here,
that, bro.
You're hitting through it, right? Because the body's gonna fucking move after you hit. It's like you really want to hit so hard that like because it started as Muay Buran, right? Which is like it was something taught to the army at the time,
like combat
right? And
training.
they would have fucking blades on the elbows, blades
Oh,
on the knees,
shit.
and like all these different things when you're in close combat. So like it's lethal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
One blow, couple of blows, boom, boom, boom. Knees
Imagine
with
trying to
spikes
scratch.
and
You ever
shit.
try to scratch your thigh like this? You're like, fuck, I'm bleeding out. Shit,
There's a bunch
fuck.
of people giving like vax daps, like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
oh
get-
my
get-
bad, I
oh,
didn't mean
my
to
bad.
slice
Oh,
your
fuck,
arm
bro,
up."
shit.
But
Fuck.
yeah, it was it was
Olden day warfare
It's
was a fucking
yeah,
gruesome bloody
I mean, most
thing, bro.
martial art is just for safety, like for war. You know, Shaolin, like they learned, like the Shaolins had to practice Muay Thai or whatever the Shaolin art form to protect the people, right?
Yeah, because they were like the protectors.
They were the
essentially,
protectors, right?
Right?
So
The whole thing was like, we train so we don't fight.
yes, we
The
only
best
fight
thing
when
in
we
the
have
world
to
is if
protect.
we never have to use the things we're learning right now.
Right.
And then there's always some amp motherfucker like, I'm going to kill everybody with this shit.
Can you imagine you practice your whole life to do something but never get to do it?
I know. That's why I did karate when I was really young and was so zoned out.
Yeah.
Because the guy would always be like, I've done a couple fighting things now that I think about it. But when we first came to Canada, my dad put us in karate. When we first came to Canada, I think I've said this story before, but my dad used to drive cab for like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
He was always late. Like my dad's always late. So we're always late
Yeah.
to karate, right? YMCA in the gym. You're learning karate. We're always late to this class, me and my brother. And we're like, I'm in like grade 2. He's in grade 3. And this particular time, we're late. And we fucking come in our gis white belts. And we like come up. You know, when the gym has that big blanket partition to separate a big gym to 2 gyms?
Yeah.
So we come, we move it back. And the teacher goes, "Ah," like, you're late again? And he goes, "Kneel." And we just came to Canada 1 year ago. So our English is still like, meh, right? And he goes, "Ah, like, you're late again? Kneel." And like, we didn't know what kneel meant. But he was saying it with so much fury and force.
Like,
that
who's
we-
Neil? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
know.
But
My name's not Neil.
Yeah, right. We knew he meant do something. So we just like sat on the ground. He goes, "Kneel," and we just like would keep shifting shit, and like, "Kneel," like we had no idea what the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
if I went to you and like, if you're a Parisian guy in Paris, and I go to you like, "Kneel," it's like, what the fuck is kneel?
Yeah.
Doesn't, like, I know sit, maybe stand, but kneel, you know what I mean? Like, maybe now you'd be like, knee, okay, like, I don't know, maybe you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
but at the time, bro, I just remember us scared, bro, 7 and 8 years old, all
Yeah.
grown men yelling, "Kneel, kneel, kneel," and we're just like fucking moving like crazy, trying to be like, is this good? What's kneel? Like, what the fuck is kneel?
At what point did he have to, like, I'm just picturing him now, like, let me show you what I mean. Like, he had to, like, get on his knees to kneel?
Yeah, exactly. At one point, he goes kneel, and then he goes down on his kneel, and he hits his thing, kneel, and we're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Because my sensei, when I used to take karate, would say, pump. And pump means like, hi, you want the pump? Huh? You want the pump? And it's just like this Filipino fob. That's just
What the fuck
like,
is the pump? Like, you
do
want to get hit?
pump? Is basically do push-ups.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Somebody's like, hey, pump! 5 pumps! 5 pumps!
Oh, 5 pumps.
And we're like, 5 pumps, 5 pumps. But if you came in and you didn't know, like pump it up? Like, what kind of pump? Like, pump?
Yeah, you would have no idea. And then he
pump?
gets down and goes, pump.
Like, no, you have to pump. You have to pump. Like,
Oh, okay, push up. Okay, fuck.
Pump up some push-ups.
Fuck.
Right? But that's so funny.
Yeah, bro.
The way, like, because they're disciplinarians.
You just
right?
hear, yeah, that's the whole point. As now you're an adult, and I walk by. I remember when COVID first ended, like not even ended. It's not even fucking
Yeah,
done.
it's not
But
done.
I was on
It
St.
will-
Clair when businesses were opening 4 months ago, and like St. Clair and like Bathurst, there's a fucking karate dojo, and I just see like 6 fucking bored parents outside, like because parents gotta like linger around for the hour.
Yeah.
And they're just like outside, just fucking bored as shit. And I look inside, and there's just like these kids in there just being like this. Yeah, like this. And I realize, I'm like, karate is just to put your kid in a thing to hopefully give them discipline and put them around other kids and get them used to taking instruction kind of thing, right?
It's another
It's not really
system.
like, if someone hurts you, now you are ready to fight back. That's not it at all. Because you don't, because that guy would always be like, you never want to use any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And you just be like, fuck this. Then why are we doing this?
You
What the fuck am I here for?
You need to Google judo versus Muay Thai fighter. And like, because judo was all like motion. You flow,
Judo's real, yeah. Judo's
throw
real.
the body when you, in close contact.
Use their speed and momentum against them.
Right. But then when someone's hitting you with a Muay Thai swing kick and you're trying to catch this kick to try and throw them, it's like,
You're taking in the rib. Yeah.
now let me try to throw you. Now that I have no oxygen in my gut and lungs.
Bro, the best is like Muay Thai versus karate, the master.
Yo, it's
Those, and it's like an
even
old,
kung fu.
all
Like,
of them. Against karate is just, it's just fucking hard to
hilarious.
watch. Bro, the one I watched though was a young fighter up against an old master. And he just, when he got him down, he was just hitting him in the head, and the old master was like this. I'm like, man, the dude is literally 70. Stop hitting him. You won. Of course you were going to win. You're 30 years younger than this guy.
Apparently, Bruce Lee lost to a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah,
back in the
I
day.
could totally, because Bruce Lee was like, I mean, look, we all love Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's like, Bruce Lee to general like culture is like me talking shit about Muhammad to Muslims. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to do a disclaimer. Like, look, everyone loves Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee was like, you know, like, he was a showman.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
he was actually
He was
good,
legit
He could
as
kick
fuck.
ass.
Don't get me wrong. But
in
then there's people in gyms who are like beaten as kids who have deep anger in their heart, and
Yeah.
they're not showing anything. No,
Yeah.
no one knows who they are, but they're just fucking they want to kill.
armed killers.
Armed killers, and they're not at the conference learning English
Yes.
so they can speak with the others and going into Hollywood. No,
Yeah.
they're just fucking ripping sandbags.
We're
and
not
shit.
speaking of the principles of discipline.
Exactly,
and
exactly.
How to, be like water.
These
It's
guys are probably
these guys
sharpened- yeah, exactly.
We're fucking icicles that are trying to stab you in your body.
Like
right
these
now.
are the guys like stand literally like in the fucking like winter or some shit, and the guys just breaking sticks on their arms.
Like, let's kick through this fucking palm tree right now. Let's kick through the base of a palm tree.
Yeah, Bruce Lee gets out of a nice gym session, and he has like coffee with someone at a cafe, and his legs are crossed
With
at
his
like
tinted glasses.
exactly,
Just
and he's like
oh.
he's looking fresh as he looked like P Diddy. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
You
But
put water in the glass, it becomes the glass. And then there's a chick over here. Bitch, get the fuck out of here for a sec. You put water in the bottle, it becomes the bottle. Like he was getting head while he was saying that.
It's
You
too
know?
cool.
Exactly, too cool. Like
You know
when you're that cool, you can't be the top guy. You're the coolest guys are not the most armed killers. It's just
Right.
it's never like that. It's the guy who doesn't say anything, who saw both his parents killed, who's just fucking just doing this so like a
yeah.
who mastered every part of his fucking body and sharpened his elbows and shit.
But funny thing, back to this whole Master Killer Wu-Tang posters, like kung fu shit. Like, you do realize, maybe now you could think of some people, but Bruce Lee was literally the only Asian man, I feel like to this day, that people wanted to emulate and be.
Without a doubt.
Like, black people wanted to be him, white people wanted to be him. Asian people wanted to be him. Everyone wanted to be Bruce Lee at one point in time. Dress like him, fight like him. There's no other Asian to this day.
Literally. Not even Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan was an entertainer.
He was an
Bruce Lee was a different level than that. Bruce Lee was like between the Dalai, like people respected him like the Dalai Lama.
Right.
And like he entertained like Jackie Chan, but he was also women to wanted to fuck him more than the white guy he was next to. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. And that's, to me, that's like that point.
That's the high,
That's the
A-list.
threshold.
Exactly.
Like if women desire you.
Yeah. That drives everything else kind of thing.
That's like, and especially now, how Asian men are emasculated all the time, and to the point.
Bro, haven't you seen Shang-Chi, bro? They're fucking.
Well, now that's what I'm saying. Now it might be different.
Now there's a push only because there's
Right?
money in minority. Only because there's money in being like, let's put a minority up. There's money in it now.
Like when you think about it, I don't know if you've seen, like they say sexually the most undesirable woman, they say is a black woman, and they say.
Who's they, by the way?
When I say they, look it up. Like,
Gotcha. Okay.
Probably white men.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
But
okay.
the least desirable men are Asian men.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. This is definitely was made by white men.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are the two sides of the spectrum of like least desirable of the genders.
Yes.
And I remember there being this thing where they're saying, okay, since we're that, let's just let us undesirables procreate. And then there was a hashtag AMBW, Asian man, black woman. Like if you hashtag AMBW right now, it's just all these photos of like
Instagram photos of like
interracial couples, like this most
AMBW,
Asian man, black woman.
No way, dude.
So
that just makes a Filipino kid, by the way. That's your parents probably.
It's the negritos that the Spaniards found mixed with the Chinese people of Asia, and then the Spanish guys like, and their colonization tactics created the Filipino.
That's so funny. Anytime people say, they're just saying white men have decreed this at one point.
White people.
You know, they say that you'll get AIDS in Africa right away.
Right. Like,
they say, like all these things. It's like, what?
You
Who
think
said that?
And I guess referencing Dave Chappelle's most recent
what do you think about
special,
that? What do you think of the closer? What do you think?
They was really you think are the transgender folk.
Yeah.
But he's talking about they as in the white people.
The original they, yeah.
The original they.
Yeah, Dave,
right?
they're coming after you, baby. It's like one they or many they. One they or many.
And mind you, there's so many, the transgender population in Philippines, in Thailand, it's rampant.
Keith was telling me about
There
that. He
are
goes
so many transgender folk.
He told me every wedding there's going to be a transgender performance. Every ceremony, that's a staple. Is there's like that trans like performance, like they got the performance thing like cornered in the Philippines.
And it's funny too because you have, like, remember I don't know if they've had it of recent, but like, well, actually they do, like calendar girls.
Okay,
and calendar girls, like the firemen calendars.
No one really
right?
has them anymore. Yeah.
But like, we all have our phones. We don't need physical calendars.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
And if people were buying them, it's because of the pictures that were on the calendar.
That's
right?
it. It's 100%.
So they would have these. Like Filipinos love pageantry, so there's pageants everywhere. Yeah. So like you'll have the calendar girl pageant, the calendar boy pageant,
and you don't know which is which. You don't know which is which.
Calendar they pageant.
Oh, legit.
Where it's like transgender,
like the middle, we'll say
women.
Yeah,
because they were men that
went that way, or women that went that way.
The funny thing is they don't do transgender men.
Gotcha.
Calendars.
Gotcha.
Right? So the ones that transition into women, men into women, they'll have their calendars too. So they'll have these pageants where every week they'll choose a winner, and at the end of that month, those top 4 will now be deemed the calendar girl of that month. Oh, gotcha. Right? So, and then you'd see that with the men too, and then they have a separate show. So it's pretty much like Canadian Idol, but just for pageants.
So they've recognized that they section way before North America.
Way back. But they didn't call it they.
What did they call it?
They were just.
So they say the men, the women, and what's the other one? Like, I don't know if it's a Filipino word.
I don't even know what the word is, to tell you the honest truth. I just know that
there's 3 categories.
There's 3 categories.
Gotcha.
Right? Just because there's so many.
Yeah.
And then you also have...
Why are there so many? Well, like, by birth?
See, some would
Like hermaphrodites, like by birth, or like by people who chose to go that way by operation, or the both, or
like.
Because I know this too. Like I said, Keith Pedro told me this, and it's like
I don't want to.
Is it just like
cause
something with
an uproar?
No,
right?
like based on what you think.
But okay, so I heard a study of.
It's crazy what we got to be like. I don't want, you know what I mean? It's like
right. But I heard a study of frogs becoming gay, or frogs becoming gay as a result of the pollution within the water. And now
I heard something about that.
These frogs will only mate with other male frogs.
Yeah.
They don't even care to mate with female
Because something
frogs.
changed.
Something changed within the water.
Yeah.
And something changed. And maybe there's actually gay frogs out there that they just didn't know how to categorize because everything was like man, woman. There's, just the dualities of life. It's just, and they always forget that there's like maybe a third side, a fourth side. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But the white man, the scientists that have the money and privilege to
The
research all
lab-coated
these
whites.
things,
Yes.
right? We're saying, oh, well, now there's this third. There's these gay frogs that are taking part in homosexual activity with frogs or gay activity, or whatever. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, these frogs are gay
right?
now.
So now these frogs are gay.
These frogs is gay
as a result
The
of
scientists,
specific pollution within the water in that area.
Gotcha.
Right.
So they're saying this will happen in the Philippines.
So for me, I don't know this per se, but my personal, I don't know,
like theory. We'll say theory. Yeah.
is that because the Philippines is an island, and we constantly receive the pollution from China and from all the surrounding countries as this island, our water is so polluted. Like,
the water's
pollution
fucked
is
in the
so
Philippines?
bad in the Philippines.
Okay.
Like it's terrible.
Gotcha.
Okay. That maybe the change in the water has affected the people.
Well, I mean, in The Simpsons, since the 90s, Burns' plant flooded the water and the fish has
Good
three
old
eyes.
Blinky. You know what I'm saying? And that third eye.
Yeah. That's a cock and pussy together.
Right?
Right?
So
it's like all this stuff cuts off right now. None of it's live. It's like everything. Yo, the cameras just canceled us right now.
But I don't also want to blame pollution as to why people have these feelings.
Maybe
people are probably born with this like disposition. Like, no, I do identify as a man or a woman despite my genetic properties or my genetic composition. People say, oh, X and Y chromosome means men, double X means woman. But then what if there was something within the genetic structure that they've missed that means, no, there's also this, there's also that. But who are we to say it isn't? Who are we to say
I know, exactly.
there is?
People are marrying printers. Mm-hmm. People are marrying cows, and no one says some shit. And we go, look, he married a cow. And then someone goes, I feel like a girl, and like I got this, and I want to do this. And we go, and then for someone to be like, no, fuck that. Like, who the fuck cares? Let people do their own thing. You know? And that's what pisses me off is like, Chappelle was never saying that's wrong. If he's constantly saying, I don't give a fuck, do your thing. Do whatever you want to do. I just hate how...
But if you want the rights of everybody...
Exactly. I just hate how this is the most pressing topic when, like, police shootings around black people has been a standard thing for decades and decades. They're being killed. It's not someone is being called sir when they should be called miss, or miss when they should be called sir.
Right.
It's that they're being openly, like... they're using excessive force per standard against a certain group of people that have been deemed violent. And just the crime, you know what I mean? Like prone to crime, like all these things. But then suddenly this has shifted to the top of the hot list.
They butted line.
Exactly. That's the man's whole point. And he like has done like 2 or 3 specials of trying to make that very clear. And every time everyone goes, oh, it's
but then when he's saying they butted the line, he's saying it's because it's the white...
Because white men, it's a white man problem.
That's becoming a transgender woman.
Exactly.
Now you're only you're not only shitting on all the other races, you're also shitting on women too, which has been the issue. Like, women have been marginalized and messed with since the beginning of time. Like, look at the Bible. Look at
everything.
Women are always get
go
the
to
shit
any
end of the
third world
stick.
country right now that represents what we like, what we were like before, as far as the first world, what it was like 100 years ago. It's like in some places right now, right?
Right.
And you can see in a lot of these places, it's still very classical household dynamic. The woman kids, make food. I don't want to say she's like, like docile or like in servitude or anything like that. But it's like her place is not the alpha. Her place is not the leader.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of places in the world is like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's just like they're behind. If your road is dirt and you don't have asphalt on the road, it's like, how can you demand that they have these super progressive household dynamics?
Right.
You know, it's like, motherfucker, I just walked 3 kilometers to get water from a well. What are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
But then, like, I'll always hear the arguments of like, men have, like, the wage gap between the gender wage gap.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you'll hear about all these different career choices or jobs that mostly men can handle because, there's a certain level of strength needed, or there's a lot more risk as far as like you're going to die.
Men just generally want to do it, number one.
Right.
And there are physical requirements that are not being able to be met by, let's say, the average woman that's like wants to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, for instance, firefighters. There's a lot of women firefighters.
Yeah.
If they want to, and these are the physical requirements, let me get to that physical requirement.
Yeah.
Boom, you become a firefighter, right? But growing up, traditionally, all these kids were like, I want to be a firefighter. All these kids were like, I want to be a princess, right?
Yeah.
So then you grow up, and those things like lead you into your careers, right?
Right.
So a lot more of Group A wants to go into this thing than Group B. It's not like anybody's fault, so to speak, right? But as times are moving on, it's like now it's like parents are very careful, being like, we're not gonna color the room blue because it's a guy, or pink because it's a girl. We're gonna go green or yellow so they can go any direction.
Yeah.
Like
It's
people
gonna be purple, which is
you don't
blue
need to.
and red all together.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Ralph is playing with a fire truck. Quick, give him a doll. You can do anything, Ralph. And it's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like now they're pushing for like getting away from like the traditional gender, whatever,
And I hate when people
roles.
say it's like, oh, it's demasculating the role of a man, or like the masculating of the male confidence, so that white people could stay up top, and the men that would normally want to fight the man up top because they have too much power are now like,
yeah,
I don't care to do that. Now I want to do this,
exactly.
And I hear that. I'm like, I hear your point, but it's also, let's just remember, we're in a society that has a certain level of privilege to even allow ourselves to think of these
exactly.
options.
Yeah.
There's places that don't even have that option because they're like, what are you talking
if,
about?
If none of the water around us was drinkable, we wouldn't be talking about any of this shit. We'd be like, okay, let's figure out how to make this water drinkable or get drinkable water.
Because we're going to die if we don't have this water.
Next, let's figure out the food. And then once you go down the list of, for sure your electricity is going to be on, for sure you're not going to wake up with rain on you, for sure you have water, for sure you have food, for sure you have money coming in, for sure your family's good, then I'll be like, how do I feel inside?
Yeah. But even the idea of like a food pandemic, okay? There's places where people are still starving.
Right now.
And
Traditional they.
the people in power,
Yeah.
don't care to deal with that as a real problem because it doesn't affect them directly. So they're like, just let them starve. But that's a big issue.
Yeah, because those people, they're not buying pay-per-views. They're not buying Air Force Ones. Those people, as far as they're concerned, the powers that be, those people, as soon as your group of people becomes part of the economy, starts paying to watch Fast Furious 9 and paying to watch McGregor on pay-per-view, then they're going to be like, okay, we need to make sure these people are protected and are safe. But if you're not contributing to like this North American economy, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody gives. It's all money. If these people represent dollars to us on our bottom line, then we care about their welfare. And
that's honestly,
that's the truth.
That's what my problem was with the movie Crazy Rich Asians.
Well, I haven't even seen it, by the way.
Right.
Because I just thought it was like...
Hey, there's not that many Filipino people, if any.
Isn't the main guy half white? Isn't the lead half white?
It's just...
They got the most, like, middle of the line, like, that'll work, like, white chicks want them type, like...
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, it says to what you were just saying, like, if money's not involved, if there's no profit involved...
Then they don't give a fuck.
Why we do this?
Yeah.
It's called Crazy Rich Asians, okay? Asians that got the money to spend to show, hey... We can consume just like you can.
Yeah,
we have the money to consume like you can.
This was like Black Panther, where they're like, this made a lot of money, and there was only black people in it.
And they're like, what?
Yes,
he
even
was-
white people are watching it, sir. What?
Wait, he was the richest man in all of the Marvel universe. He had trillions of dollars because of all the African resources that they had in Wakanda.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because of the gold in there. It wasn't through any sort of novel thing he invented or created. It was a very abundant, resourceful land. That's how they were rich. Like,
But why do riches have to play a part in their ability to
I don't know,
finally
bro. It's
say,
all
let's push this? It's because, once again, consumerism. Now that we can say we have the money based off our heroes or the people we see on the screen, now we could spend it.
facts, yo.
So
All I know is, bro, the fact that now it's our time. Like it's fake as fuck. Their push of minorities is so fake, but fuck it. If like nowadays CBC, like all of the big people, we're in a time where it's beautiful. And we can end on this too. We're in a beautiful place where it looks very bad for Walmart to have a commercial with all white people. That's not a good look for them.
yeah.
So they gotta hire a black, they gotta hire an Asian, just so it looks good for them, right?
They
Gotta check these, and that's fucking roles for us. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a win-win, even though it's like they're just trying to overcorrect and be like, look, it's a fake like pull-in of the shades of colors. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's very fake and it's very like artificial. But those people that they do pull in are getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's
at least, it seems very obligatory. But now the fact that they do feel obligated to, for the sake of their best interests, because they're realizing,
because the pop culture climate is shifting, where they're like,
Yeah.
all white, that's very supremacy look.
right.
Yeah. They're not gonna do an all black because it's like we gotta make money, but you know what I mean. Let's do all white, take out 2 of the 3, or like let's say it's 5. Friends can never happen again.
Never.
It will never happen again.
But I think Nitish Akusha has the best joke about that. Whereas like people are canceling Friends. It's like, no, leave those white people alone. That's their white experience. This is for white people to enjoy. Like you don't see a bunch of black people going, yo, I can't wait to watch Friends when I get home. No, they're going to watch their own version of that, right? That caters to them. So like don't change Friends. Just make a new show.
Exactly.
Friends was pretty much Living Single, right?
Yeah, I know they stole that, right?
So Living Single,
Which I missed. I never even watched it. That thing probably got canceled in
Living
30
Single
minutes.
was a great show. I don't care what anyone says. It was a great show, but once again, it stayed there within the black community or the POCs that cared to watch it. And then Friends blew up because there was more
Mass
white
market.
people
It's
that
more
were
mass
watching
appeal.
NBC.
Yeah.
Do you remember Chris Rock's...
Chris Rock show?
Chris Rock had a song called No Sex in the Champagne Room.
No.
No sex in the champagne
Chris Rock
room.
had a song?
No,
Chris
he
Rock?
had a full album of music and shit.
Chris Rock?
Yeah.
The comedian, Chris Rock.
comedian.
He had an album of music?
Where he would talk over music and shit.
Oh, I never even
Gerald Levert is on there, the son of the OJ's,
lawyer?
No, the OJ's, the singers, the group.
Oh, gotcha.
The son of OJ's lawyer? No.
Yeah.
But he has a song called No Sex in the Champagne Room, and Mad TV did a spoof called No Black People on TV. So the song is No Sex in the Champagne Room, No Sex in the Champagne Room, but Mad TV did No Black People on TV, No Black People on TV. And this is when Friends was at its peak, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he just went, I guess the person playing Chris Rock was like just naming off all the different TV stations and
like,
networks. So they're like NBC, nothing but Caucasian, ABC, anything but colored. And like Fox. And then he just kept on like breaking it down.
That's
It was
so fucking funny. That's
hilarious.
perfect.
While I was in Mexico,
Yeah.
I was at this toy and art museum that was run by a Japanese guy.
Okay.
And like a Spanish-speaking Japanese guy. He grew up in Mexico. Really cool. But there's this Barbie pavilion. They had this Barbie section where it was just showing the history of Barbie. So Barbie came out in I forget what year it came out. Early 1900s. Then around the 50s, during like the UFO alien craze,
Yeah.
they introduced Martian Barbie.
Gotcha.
So is this basically the same Barbie,
Just follows the pop culture.
Right?
They change her outfit.
but green?
Yeah,
and she's
okay.
just green, Martian, Star
So
Trek.
she came out first.
She came out. And then around the 90s, they finally introduced Black Barbie.
That's so fun.
Martian Barbie came out before Black Barbie and Asian Barbie. And like Asian and Spanish Barbie came in like early 2000s.
Yeah. I haven't even seen Asian.
You know what
Barbie
I'm
yet.
saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean,
It
granted,
goes to show that
Asia has their own versions of their own toys.
Yeah,
so
Hello
like,
Kitty.
they don't really
Yeah.
care for Barbie. Like,
But still, there's literally population of millions.
yeah,
Their whole thing is a white girl is not gonna want an Asian Barbie doll.
yeah,
But of course, it's like, but we have millions of these girls. Well, they can get a white Barbie doll. Right?
yeah.
If you want to make one Barbie doll that fits the mass market, right?
All they
That's
had to
what
do
it
was
is.
put on a kimono on her and make her hair black. You know, but they
Too
didn't
much
wanna
for
do
them.
That.
Yeah, they're like,
no,
little white girls are not gonna relate to that.
They have their own country to do that stuff.
Yeah, right.
You know, we don't want to give them too much power here on our side on
Next thing
the
they'll be
Western
president.
Hemisphere.
Next thing we'll have a black president named Jesus Obama or whatever.
Shang-Chi Obama?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I love that. Yo, my guy, I want you to look into the camera. Let these people know where to find you. Let's wrap. Let's land the episode.
You can find me on Instagram at Big Norm Comedy, which I might eventually change. But because it's been my moniker and people type in Big Norm to find me, that I leave it. You can find me on Twitter, which I'm making an honest effort to use more, and it's also Big Norm Comedy. I started a new monthly, which you're going to be on the 28th of this month.
28th, yep.
Yeah.
Excited for that.
It's the Laughter
28th
Party.
of October.
October 28th, Laughter Party. Hopefully this episode comes out before that.
Yeah, I'm going to drop this tomorrow.
Okay, sick,
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm going to drop this tomorrow.
And it's the last Thursday of every month. And we're following the theme of House Party, with Kid and Play.
Yeah.
But like all the way down to, they only had 4 movies, House Party 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're only going to do 4 Laughter Parties. So
God damn, you're sticking true to it.
we're
Huh?
staying
to
true to
trilogy or the 4-trilogy.
the
Quadrilogy?
The quadrilogy.
I could Google it, but I'm not.
Yeah, fuck all
I'm
that.
not going to Google.
But yeah, so you got October, November, December. It's going to be at a place called Sorry Not Sorry, 1566 Queen Street West. And look out for me on the screen in the next coming months.
And check him out on this fucking podcast, Extra Gravy.
Extra Gravy. What the fuck am I talking
Yeah,
about?
you should have went with that first.
Follow my podcast,
Yeah.
Extra Gravy, with the homie that dude McFly, Marlon Palmer, who was also on
Who's on the
Immigrant
podcast?
Section.
Yeah, my guy.
And Alicia Ace West. Oh, which, by the way, we're doing a radio takeover of Vibe 105.5 in the month of November between the hours of 6 to 8. We're going to be like the Toronto Breakfast Club.
Oh, that's sick. You guys pretty much have that build, like, demographics-wise, you're already that exactly.
People deem us that. Oh, you're
Norm is going to be
Toronto-
like, I'm Charlemagne.
No,
You're going to say, you're Charlemagne? Who's Charlemagne? That's the question.
There's DJ Envy. He's the light skinned dude. So they
yo, it's
is that
DJ.
Marlon. But then people know Breakfast Club because of Charlemagne and the things he says.
Yeah.
So they might, it's a toss up between whoever thinks I'm
Okay,
Charlemagne
I'm just
or
trying to
DJ
create beef.
Envy.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
But Alicia's obviously Angela Yee.
Yeah.
But yeah, between Laughter Party, any Bear Jokes show that I do, Vibe 105.5, takeover of November, and whatever other shows I do. Yeah, just tune in to me, man. Hit me up.
And as always, scroll down. I'm going to put his podcast link. I'm going to put his Instagram and his Twitter link. Check out listen to Extra Gravy. Funny as shit, like pop culture. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you'll plug the takeover on that. So if you listen to Extra Gravy, you'll find out where to go to listen to this November takeover of the radio. From my end, if you want to support the show directly, please check out patreon.com/the Immigrant Section.
Buy that t-shirt. I want one.
Yes,
Dope
check out
ass
this
shirt.
t-shirt. Go to store.abbaswahab.com. Get the hoodie, get the shirt. But yeah, check out patreon.com. I put a bunch of videos from France, a bunch of exclusive shit from Paris of just what the fuck we were up to over there. But
Hold on.
if you
real quick, did you suffer with any Paris syndrome?
what's Paris syndrome?
Did you hear about Paris syndrome? Is a syndrome that people have when they go to Paris and they leave feeling like it wasn't as good as they thought it was going to be.
No, I had a blast in
He had
Paris.
a blast?
I had a blast in Paris.
Okay, good.
I had a blast in Paris for sure, 100%. I can't complain. The whole city smells like piss. The whole city smells like piss.
And it's surprising because they're known for their water.
yeah, right. Yo, people are peeing everywhere. Every business owner's throwing water out in their storefront, washing the piss away every morning.
Did you try the free sparkling water fountain?
No. Where was that?
I don't know, but I've heard that they have free sparkling water fountains.
I was paying like €3 for that, like a little bitch.
Right,
You know what I
Perrier
mean?
and Evian, but mine.
I could've just walked 6 kilometers.
Their tap water is supposed to be like top notch.
Oh, shit. Yeah, the top water was. I
Yeah.
remember Googling that shit. It was nice. Tasted nice.
Did you see any stop signs?
No stop signs.
There's only one.
Damn.
There's only one stop
Bro, you know
sign
more
in
about Paris than me.
Random factoids. Google it.
That's my guy.
Good old Google.
But yo, if you haven't already clicked subscribe yet, please do it. Check out my
Click
man Norm. Scroll down, find all his shit. Thank you. Sorry about the late episode, but here it is. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, it's your boy Abbas Wahab and my guy Big Norm, aka don't say Big Norm, Norm Alconcel.
Norm Alconcel.
Audi.
My
Thank
guy.
you. Peace.
Bless.